Boys, we have some more Beyblade news to talk about, starting with a brand new stadium, to some remakes, and then to the January Beyblade X release. The first one we're going to talk about is going to be the new stadium. We knew they were going to show off a new stadium of sorts, but we didn't know what it was going to be. I was kind of worried it was going to be like an upgrade or an evolution to the standard Beyblade X Stadium, which I think would be pretty bad. And I think the X Stadium is good as it is, so I was a little bit worried. But what they actually showed off was a 3-player kind of battle royale stadium. As you guys can see, this battle royale stadium is definitely a lot bigger than the standard X Stadium. It features 2 extreme zones and 1 over zone, and it also kind of looks like a cat or like Hello Kitty. I've tried really hard to just not think about that, but every time I see this stadium, I'm sorry, but the extreme line like outputs just kind of look like cat ears. I don't think it's 100% confirmed that we know when this stadium is going to release, but we are going to be getting a stadium in April, so quite a ways away, that is BX32. So could this Battle Royale stadium be that BX32 stadium? It seems pretty likely. None of the stuff I'm talking about in this video is up for sale. We don't really know that much about it, but what is up for sale is Phoenix Wing from Mall of Toys. That is currently up for pre-order, and it releases December 27th for a really good price. We're also teaming up for a limited holiday bundle that has the Hell's Chain set, a launcher grip, a string launcher, and the limited red and white Beyblade Stadium. So go and check them out. Links in the description down below, and make sure to use my code ilinnuc to get 5% off. Phoenix Wing is going to be a hit. Don't miss out. If you guys don't remember, we actually got a Battle Royale 3-player stadium for Beyblade Burst as well. And now that stadium is really hard to get. It's pretty expensive. I don't really think they made that many of them. And also, because it's a stadium, the shipping costs are probably going to be insane. So now let's move on to the remakes. As you guys may know, there is the crossover project where Takara Tomy is remaking Beyblades from previous generations. We've already had one release with Drigger Spiral that came out at the beginning of Beyblade X. And now we have a look at the next releases with Drigger and Trypio, the meme bay itself. They showed off these prototypes at the same event where they did a pre-sale for Phoenix Wing, and they also showed off the expanded stadium. We have the prototypes right next to the original versions, and the Drigger looks mostly complete, although it is pretty simple to remake, I'd assume. It definitely looks a little bit rounder than the original plastic gen version, but Drigger was kind of the same way. The parts for it are pretty interesting as well. The tip is point, which is quite a bit different than the original like metal flat tip it had during the plastic gen. I kind of hope we would get something new, but they're not going to make brand new parts really for this remake. And then we have Trypio, the meme bay, and this one is still definitely in that prototype phase. It is all gray, probably like 3D printed or something. It's nowhere near done yet. And from what we can tell from the prototype, it does look almost the exact same as the original plastic gen. From Beyblade Burst, we had Maximum Garuda, which a lot of people thought was kind of similar to Trypio. Although it was circular and pretty large at the time, this X remake of Trypio is way bigger, and it's not even close. And the bit for Trypio is Needle, which is not surprising at all, very similar-ish to the original release. I believe the reason why Trypio is still in this gray plastic prototype phase is they said they were having issues with like the safety of the Beyblade, and I assume that's from the outer disc cracking or breaking, and that's definitely a problem. I mean, it was an issue for the plastic gen as well. I have a couple of broken Trypios at this point, but for Beyblade X, where everything is moving way faster with the extreme line, you don't really want a piece of plastic kind of flying out of the stadium. I don't really know how that's going to affect the releases of these bays, because Trypio did win the vote for the crossover project, but it doesn't look like it's anywhere near being done, so I'm sure maybe Drigger is going to release first. And now finally, let's move on to the teaser for the January release. We don't know the name for this bay, all we have is the silhouette. We have this information because they did a pre-sale for Phoenix Wing, and you know, all these bays come with little pamphlets that have silhouette teasers for the next release. And this comes out January 24th, and as you can see, it's pretty asymmetric. One side seems pretty smooth, the other is pretty jagged, and the advertising line for it is double style, which is interesting. I don't really want to speculate on this bay that much because we probably won't see it for quite a while, but it is interesting that we have one side that's jagged, one side that's smooth, and it's probably a balanced type. It's kind of what I'm getting from it, but who do you think is going to use it in the anime? And if you have any name guesses, let me know in the comments down below. But that is going to wrap up this quick episode of Beyblade X news. Just as a recap, we had the double style January release that once again will be releasing January 24th. We had a prototype look at the new remakes with Trypio and Drigger S. And then we had the expanded Beyblade X kind of 3-person Battle Royale Stadium, which is going to take up a ton of space, but I want it. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hit that like button, hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation. That would be amazing. And just let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.